I'm the Critical Marine, and in the spirit of the season, I went down to the Cherry Blossom Festival in beautiful Washington, D.C. over the weekend. I just so happened to walk into the Free Art Gallery and came across an anime marathon. However, I only caught the last two films showing that night. One was known as Stranger and the Sword, a film about mysticism and samurai, and the other, which I chose to review, is a film called Jin Roh, the Wolf Brigade. So let's begin. Jin Roh, the Wolf Brigade, takes place in an alternate time where instead of the Allies being victorious over the Axis in World War II, Germany reigned and now occupies Japan. There could be many speculations on how such events were different to provide this outcome. Perhaps Albert Einstein wasn't able to leave Germany and provide America what it needed to succeed in the war. Or perhaps Franklin D. Roosevelt succeeded in integrating the Marine Corps into the Army, completely removing the Marine Corps as a branch of service. Like I said, there are many ideas to speculate over. However, the exposition we are given is that Germany occupies Japan in this alternate timeline. Fast forward a few decades, terrorist organizations and protest groups have formed to attack and boycott the fascist government. These groups turned out to be too much for the police to handle, so they deployed their special unit to handle such problems with these terrorist organizations. Now I'm going to stop here for a moment to explain how awesome the special unit looks. First of all, these boys are packing heavy machinery and armor. They carry big automatic rifles in which they fire from the hip. They wear helmets and face-covering gas masks with red lenses. However, the design of these two things combine together to leave the troopers with a sort of expressionless face, meaning they don't look threatening, while at the same time don't look friendly. Their body armor covers the majority of the front, giving the wearer an image of appearing large. And finally, on their back there is a large pack, which consists of a large radio to support communications between different platoons as well as individuals in the squad. In addition to the radio, there is also an ammunition storage container. Getting back to the story, however, it focuses around a special unit member by the name of Fuse, who was sent back to the Special Unit Academy to serve punishment for an unfortunate shortcoming in a previous mission. The story is also focused around the fable of Little Red Riding Hood. However, it doesn't focus on a very child-friendly version. But getting back to the story at hand, Fuse, while attending the academy again, develops a relationship with a young woman who has a connection to Fuse's failure in his previous mission. As the story goes along, Fuse's past haunts him as it influences his choices. Things also escalate as the government wishes to remove the special unit. This movie is not a typical anime movie. This is a very serious and intriguing story that should leave you wanting more. This film deals with a real world with real physics. So for you fantasy buffs out there, this may not be what you are looking for. However, there's an element of mysticism with the involvement of the Red Riding Hood story that left me puzzled here and there. I don't quite understand everything that happened, but that doesn't stop me from wanting to view this movie again to find a better understanding. To conclude, I highly enjoyed this movie, and even though I left with questions that perhaps won't ever be answered, I wouldn't let that stop you from tracking down a copy of this film for yourself. And if you do happen to find one for viewing, don't just view it with the English dub on. I had viewed it with the Japanese dub and English subtitles, and I've heard that the English dubbing isn't very good. Once again, the film is called Jin Roh, the Wolf Brigade. I'm the Critical Marine, bringing the fight to the front lines of geekdom. Semper Fi.